Shout out to bring our Q, Julius, you legend. We're going to do a joint interview, yeah? Yeah, we'll do a joint interview, Julius. Thanks for the support. You're a legend. From your girls, Raven and Ellie.
Welcome to the motherfucking relay. We're covering today's top boxing news. Ow!
Okay, we'll start with this, set to make her next ring appearance on the undercard of Chaos in the Ring, featuring the likes of David Adilier, former champion Lawrence Okoli in Lagos, Nigeria. Elizabeth Oshoba set to return to action one more time before this year is out, December 19th. Card will air on DAZN, and let's hope, given the current trend, that they don't bill it as a pay-per-view, as no one in America is likely to buy it. In doing so, they would deprive the fighters and the promotion of added exposure. But Elizabeth is set to be returning to action on this promotion. Bear in mind, Elizabeth recently signed to MVP. Sporting a professional record of 9 wins with no losses and no draws, 5 recorded knockouts, she's campaigned as low as featherweight and as high as lightweight or super lightweight. Last in action in March of this year, opposite the ring, Lenka Velezhnikova, who she decisioned in what was a 6-rounder, the only fight that she's had this year so far. She fought 2 times last year, and if she makes it to the show, she will have fought 2 times this one. All before she actually makes her MVP debut. To date, she hasn't actually debuted under the promotional banner. Now, the fight that she's about to have and the opponent are not yet registered on BoxRec, but given the occasion and what the sales pitch actually is, I don't expect big opponents or big consequential fights on this show. I think that the purpose of it is to showcase African boxing, African talent, boxers of African descent from all around the world. That's what I think the occasion is. To stage a show like this with these familiar fighters and faces on the African continent, more specifically in Lagos, Nigeria, where I spent a number of my formative years. Going to class and touching some ass. So enough about me, back over to Elizabeth Oshoba, who's campaigned anywhere from featherweight to lightweight to super lightweight, so it's hard to get a fix on at what weight will she come in at? Where will she be campaigning moving forward? Because she's a big girl. She's got a lot of height. She's got a lot of length.
She still get down to 126?
Really not sure, but what I've seen of Elizabeth Oshoba is she's got good boxing ability and devastating power, given her size.
Yeah, she can punch.
Unbeaten in 9 professional fights. If not for this card, she would have only seen action once this entire calendar year, so this is good. This is good for her. 2 wins over 2 unbeaten fighters like herself and Kirsty Hill in 2023, and more recently Michelle Braga in 2024. Stopping Michelle Braga late in the fight in the 10th round of a contest scheduled for 10. Elizabeth is definitely one to watch out for, though. As stated, there are still a lot of questions that need answers, and those answers will come as the fight date approaches.
You're sad, brother. You're sad. You ain't no boxing fan. You're a straight hater. You a straight hater.
Y'all don't want to fight Boots. I'm sad because y'all ducking Boots. How am I sad because y'all ducking Boots?
And one thing that you said that I don't like, oh, Bud, get him at the right time, or Bud, get him at the right time. Well, come on, man. It's about who available.
You said he fight who available. Drawn Boots Ennis available.
How many times Bud done told y'all Boots and turned the fight down? Why you want to go back? Why is Bud got to go back and go?
I want Bud Crawford to complete the Mayweather trifecta and give a hungry young lion an opportunity.
Bud got to a point to where he can do what he want to do. He can do what he want to do. He can fight who he want to fight. He can go fight fucking he can go fight your ass next week and still get paid.
Y'all turn into the very thing that y'all hate. Y'all turn into the very thing that y'all hate. When Bud Crawford was on the lower scale, y'all was saying, oh, they doing Bud wrong. Now that y'all at the top, y'all doing the same shit that y'all hate.
What else Bud got to prove in this game? What else do we got to prove in this game?
A hungry young lion?
He had them. He didn't gave all those guys.
Who?
He gave those guys the opportunity, but those guys passed it up. Boots had his chance. Boot had his chance to make some good money. Had his chance. He had his chance. The hell with him.
Coach, didn't Earl spin the block again? Didn't Earl spin the
with
block
who?
again? With Bud.
With who? Who he spin the block with? Who he spin the block with?
With
Bud
Bud.
walked up to him and challenged him. What are you talking about? Bud walked up to him and challenged him and said, I want you. What are you talking about, brother?
But Bomac, he talking about when Bud specifically walked away and went to fight Avanesian.
Nobody gave him that. Nobody gave him that. You tell anybody else that wants to fight Bud, you get in fucking line. You earn your fucking shot. Whatever the case gotta be.
But Canelo gave him a shot, champ.
Listen, you always trying to move the goalposts on Bud.
When did Bud become bigger than the program? Canelo ain't bigger than the program.
Listen. Bud fought his way up to the top. Didn't nobody give Bud shit. He had to fight and earn his way to the top.
Nah, coach. No. Heavy is the head.
Stop, man. Stop.
Heavy is the head
Stop,
that wears
brother.
the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Hold on. Canelo fought Triple G 3 times. Canelo fought Laura. We still want him to run the squabble with David Benavidez.
You're sad, brother. You're sad.
Nasty.
You ain't no boxing fan. You're a straight hater. You're a straight hater.
Y'all don't want to fight Boots. I'm sad because y'all ducking Boots. How am I sad because y'all ducking Boots?
Do you hear that shit? He said that Terrence is ducking Boots on the heels of his big win over Canelo Alvarez, who 2Tone, the quote-unquote superstar, picked to beat Terrence. Listen, this guy's not good for nothing but bad boxing takes and stealing pay-per-views. I mean, that's what I know him for. Tell me this ain't a case of sour grapes when this is the same guy who picked Errol Spence to beat Terrence Crawford and Canelo to beat Terrence Crawford. Now he wants to give that energy to Boots, hoping he can get one right. I don't find this guy at all amusing, to be honest with you. Maybe it's old age or just a very low tolerance for stupid shit, but this is stupid. These aren't even real boxing takes. Sometimes I think they just do it for the algorithm. They'll say whatever so long as it can go viral. They'll say whatever so long as they can get a reaction out of people. And this is the kind of stuff that moves the needle in the American boxing space for a content creator. I've seriously thought about leaving the racket on the premise that this is what the business is becoming. It's just a bunch of cartoon characters saying stupid shit. Controversy for the sake of controversy, clickbait, and bad takes for the sake of bad takes in the hopes that they'll get a rise out of people. He got a rise out of Bomac, and I can't blame Bo. You begin to understand why Terrence Crawford is very selective about who he talks to, who he gives an interview, and why he didn't do more media over the years. It's because of guys like this saying that he wants Terrence Crawford to follow the Mayweather trifecta when, no, I don't think Floyd Mayweather at 37 years old in his late 30s would have jumped up 2 weight classes for anybody, like Terrence just did. Mayweather had the opportunity to do that with Gennady Golovkin, who was calling him out. Floyd was at 147, Gennady was at 160. Floyd didn't jump up 2 weight classes to fight him, so what the fuck are you talking about? Floyd in his late 30s was not about to jump up 2 weight classes to fight anybody like Terrence just did. Floyd certainly wouldn't drop back down to 154 to then fight Boots, who he already offered a fight, and Boots turned it down. If Floyd would have offered a guy a fight, and the guy turns down the fight, that'd have been all she wrote, and that was it. Would have been it in the last you heard about it, but now you're expecting Terrence Crawford, who just fought at 168, to concede weight to Jaron Boots Ennis, move down to 154. Floyd wouldn't have done that shit. The fuck are you talking about? Who's the A side here? Boots Ennis or Terrence Crawford, that you're expecting Terrence to make all the concessions, all the sacrifices? He's got to do it all, as if he hasn't done enough. It's never going to be enough for 2Tone, because what 2Tone wants is to be right for a change. This guy's one of the kings of bad boxing takes. He hasn't had a good one yet. To the point I'm starting to wonder if he doesn't put out these bad boxing takes on purpose. It's gotta be. Told you, he picked Errol Spence Jr. to beat Terrence Crawford. Then he picked Canelo to do the same thing, and now he's pouring that energy into Jaron Ennis, because I guess he's mad he keeps getting it wrong about this guy. There's a reason that Terrence Crawford is not more popular among Americans. Guys like this, he's not dysfunctional enough. Terrence Crawford is cut from the same cloth as an Inoue, as an Usyk. And what do you notice about these kinds of fighters? They're stoics. They don't talk a lot. They don't want to. They get the job done. The accomplishments, the accolades, they give you that to remember them for. But what they don't do is mince words with idiots. They don't behave like idiots. Because they don't, They are unappealing to some people, more specifically the American boxing fan. With them, they are unpopular. The rest of the world sees the virtue in an Inoue, in an Usyk, in a Crawford. They see the excellence, but the Americans? That's so far up their ass, they can't see the good fighters for who the good fighters are. Boxing can't be about boxing for Americans. There's always got to be an angle. There's always got to be... They don't like boxing for boxing. They like boxing for the bullshit, the side shit, the female shit, the gossip. They don't like boxing for boxing. I mean, if they did, they wouldn't be so quick to take shots at Inoue. How many times have you seen Americans take shots at that fighter over the years? Or Usyk? Or Crawford? What's supposed to be one of their own. Then put Boots Ennis on a pedestal, who literally turned down a fight with Crawford, and they admitted it. They admitted that years ago. Stupid shit. In the United Kingdom and Japan, boxing still moves the needle. Australia is a growing market, but in the United States, it's all about stupid shit, saying stupid shit to appeal to stupid people. It's the blind leading the blind. And somebody should have told Bomac that before you waste a second of your time talking to 2Tonedasuperstar and his opinions, realize this guy don't pay for shit. What he thinks, it don't even matter. How many times have you seen 2Tonedasuperstar bragging about how the Fire Stick Boys are back outside? How he's not gonna buy a pay-per-view.
He's gonna steal it.
You're essentially getting a product review from what is a shoplifter.
Hurry up and buy.
It's the reason that bodegas got those mirrors on the corner of every aisle so that they don't steal oatmeal cookies. It's the reason you go into a Rite Aid or a CVS and the goddamn deodorant's locked behind a bulletproof glass pane. They started tying all the Tide bottles together with bike locks because of guys like Two-Tone. You're just a digital shoplifter. That's the only difference. And you're gonna argue with him?
You're gonna argue with him about what Terrence needs to do next, as many times as he's been wrong. About Terrence?
Moving the goalposts, doesn't even cover it. I would advise Bomac and the entire Terrence camp to do a better job of mitigating who and what they give their time to, because it's never gonna be enough for this guy.
Ooh, Lord, child.
Kind of audience, those are fucking cartoon characters, man. Oh yeah, I might do a silly voice or two here and there, but these guys are just silly. Their boxing takes are silly, and it's silly to immerse yourself with unserious people and expect to have a serious conversation.
He better than Floyd Mayweather?
To me, he is because he challenges himself. So for me, don't get me wrong, Floyd ain't no bad fighter. Floyd is a hell of a sharp fighter, but I ain't gonna say a better fighter. I'm gonna say I just can appreciate him more because he challenges himself. You understand me? Floyd never challenged himself. So if you tell me who I want to see, Floyd or Terrence, I want to see Terrence because Terrence gonna challenge himself. Floyd may be a better fighter because Floyd is slick and Floyd really can fight. People know I don't underestimate Floyd's boxing ability. Floyd has great boxing ability. Floyd is one of the best ever, but Floyd just never challenged himself.
And he didn't. For any Flow-mos that might be out there, you tell me, what was the fight where Floyd Mayweather ever went in as the underdog? Would Floyd Mayweather have done what Terrence Crawford just did? Jump up 2 weight classes in his late 30s, close to 40, for what is an undisputed champion. Was Floyd ever undisputed himself?
No. Why not? If he's so fucking great, why didn't he do it?
Make it make sense. If Floyd is so much greater than everybody else, why doesn't he have that brass ring at any weight he's ever campaigned? I can tell you why, but you won't like it. It's because there was a lot of angling in Floyd's career. Floyd was very strategic about who he fought and when he fought them. Now, you could argue that Floyd's resume and the names on it are better than the names on Crawford's resume.
But Crawford's accomplishments are better than Floyd's.
Now, the people at World Boxing News are saying that Roy Jones Jr. is letting his personal beef with Floyd cloud his judgment on Floyd's legacy. Based on what he said in that video, Roy Jones Jr. has reignited his long-standing feud with Floyd Mayweather after appearing to let personal feelings influence his assessment of the all-time great's legacy.
That is according to Phil J. of WBN, the author of this article.
But to Phil, I would pose the same questions that I just posed to you. Show me when Floyd Mayweather was ever an underdog in the fights that he had, like Crawford was an underdog in the fight with Canelo. Would Floyd Mayweather have done what Terrence Crawford just did?
Because we know what he didn't do. He never went undisputed at any weight that he ever fought.
Roy's comments continue. A decades-long Cold War between the two icons, Mayweather succeeded Jones as boxing's pound-for-pound #1 shortly after the Pensacola natives' shocking defeat to Antonio Tarver in 2004. Since then, both have traded barbs and not-so-subtle jabs in interviews and public appearances. For many observers, Jones's latest comments sound more personal than analytical. While he concedes that Mayweather is one of the best ever, his insistence that the 5-weight world champion never challenged himself contrasts sharply with Floyd's CV, one that includes victories over more than 20 world title holders across multiple eras. Tell me, of the 20, how many of them were actually holding a title when Floyd fought them? Because I know what you're doing. You're stat padding. If I'm lying, formulate a complete list of fighters that actually had a belt for Floyd to win at the time that he fought them, and if they didn't, they weren't champions. Being a champion is not a status that stays with you forever. When you lose the belts, you're not a champion. You have to get them back, and if you're talking about fighters that didn't have a belt when Floyd fought them, they weren't champions. Now, according to World Boxing News' all-time great rankings, Mayweather currently sits at 3rd among the greatest fighters in history, while Jones Jr. fails to make the top 10. The gap in placement reflects not only their careers, but also the perception that Mayweather's technical brilliance and unbeaten record cement his standing above most of his contemporaries. I disagree. Where they say the gap in placement reflects their careers, I think all it reflects are the opinions of the World Boxing News editorial panel. It's your list, after all. You made it. You clearly have a bias towards Floyd Mayweather. When I can take a poll right now and ask people, do they rank Floyd Mayweather number 3 all time? Never mind my list. Never mind what I think. If I take a poll that asks, do people rate Floyd Mayweather in the top 5 all-time greatest boxers of the sport? They're gonna say no. Most of them are gonna say no. You can do it yourself. I don't have to do it for you. Phil J. continued, once again, Mayweather finds himself denied full recognition, this time not by fans or media critics, but by one of his own legendary peers. Are you expecting Roy Jones Jr. to grovel? Sounds like it, Phil. Typical Flomo response, Flomo sentiments. The guys that worship Floyd Mayweather are comprised of primarily poor guys that live in shitty neighborhoods, worshiping Floyd for the money that he made, white boys that want to be black, them too. It's not that Floyd Mayweather wasn't great. I say it all the time. Floyd was one of the all-time greats, but I wouldn't rank him number 3 all-time. I wouldn't do that. It was the best of his era, but not the best of all time, especially when in his era, it was easier to win a belt because there were more of them. Literally, there were more belts in his era than the eras before it. So you have to take that stat that he beat more champions than anybody else, if they were in fact champions, with a pinch of salt. And all I'm saying is, it's never been the consensus that Floyd is the greatest boxer that ever laced them up. That has never been something that was agreed upon unanimously, and it never will be, because the idea that one boxer is greater than them all is a childlike sentiment. On a long enough timeline, everybody gets got. Because he retired undefeated, that doesn't mean he was the greatest. That just means he was the best of his era that is now over. And people like Phil J. can't let it go. You're mad that Roy appreciates Crawford more than Floyd Mayweather. Oh, I see how it works. You were allowed your opinions that are so unbiased, but he's not allowed his. Is that it?